This man just debunked and exposed Elon Musk's fraudulent acts. Watch to see what he says.
So Tesla's a bubble, Musk is a fraud, and I can prove both of those things mathematically.
So the 1.3 trillion immediately made me suspicious, and I knew that valuation was bullshit. So I started asking questions. How should Tesla stock be evaluated? I pulled comparable companies. First, I had to identify what it even was. Is it car companies, tech companies, government contractor? The only reason I included that is because they get a lot of government handouts. Like 2 billion of that 18 billion was them selling carbon credits. Basically, they got government handouts and then they sold those to other companies. Think of it like selling your food stamps. What jumps out at us? Well, first, we see that revenue is pretty consistent with an auto company. We also see that the profit, again, pretty consistent. The aberration is that number there when you compare it against the market caps. It more closely aligns with tech. The problem is that its revenue doesn't come remotely close. Its profit isn't in the same stratosphere, well, except for NVIDIA, the bubble that burst yesterday. In order to help me kind of visualize this data, I created a ratio, and this ties my market cap to revenue, market cap to profit, and I created a ratio, and you'll see that this ratio, again, more closely aligns with tech. Profit, again, aligns with tech than it does with the auto industry, of which it is actually a part. So, I was like, I need a larger sample size. So I pulled up every car company on the planet. These are your major auto manufacturers. What you'll see is Tesla doing very average, very standard auto numbers. Very standard auto numbers. What the fuck is that? That number. These numbers are based on actual units moved. That's how much they sold. That's how profitable it was. That number's fucking imaginary. The market determines that number. Who's the market? Billionaires. Again, I tied this to a ratio. And guess who comes up dead fucking last? Because again, their valuation is not consistent with the industry that they're in. I pulled the average of all these numbers, and I got a mean revenue to market cap of 2.745, and then I did the same thing over here for profit, and I got 0.353. Whenever you take these ratios and you tie it back to Tesla's revenue and profit, this is its corrected market cap. This is what Tesla would be worth if it was being evaluated like it was an auto company. The problem is it's not.
Now, if we do him a solid and we give him the larger company valuation, 51 billion, that would put his 13% ownership stake being valued around $6.5 billion, which doesn't even put him remotely close to the conversation of the world's richest man. How does he get to call himself the richest man in the planet? Well, that's because the next three largest owners are Vanguard, State Street, BlackRock. They collectively have enough buying power across every market to be able to say that this is what this stock is worth. Ultimately, it's self-serving because they own the stock they're inflating. But the flip side is they get to prop up a local thought leader who is willing to advocate for capitalism to its most extreme. And they've propped him up. If they call him the richest man on the planet, then surely he's got to be a genius. Otherwise, how could you be the richest man on the planet? You get this figurehead that attempts to keep the masses aligned with the interest of the ruling class. I do want to point out that all of those numbers that you see, I did those before the bubble burst on Monday. So you're seeing like just how fast tech is unraveling already, just with the release of DeepSeek. I can understand why you would think about shorting this stock. I would advise against that. This is not Enron, where it's a scam company, but everybody was making a bunch of money off of it, so they kept it as long as possible. This is a real company. It is just really misvalued. It has been purposefully, artificially inflated. It is a bubble, but it's closer to, this level of market collusion is closer to housing bonds. Whenever the market would not properly price mortgage-backed securities in the wake of the housing crisis and everybody foreclosing, everybody defaulting on their mortgages. It's the most obvious emperor has no close situation, and I'm not even an economist. I'm just a hillbilly who had the audacity to look up the numbers. If you see a different pattern in the numbers, by all means, feel free to like try to articulate the pattern that you're seeing. Maybe I'm wrong, but from what it looks like, it's the emperor butt-ass nigga. And I don't know that we'll be able to do anything about it because he's insulated by stupidity. It will be people who dead-ass know that he's not wearing clothes, know that you know that he's wearing clothes, and they're going to argue with you that he's wearing the finest silks. He gets to call himself the richest man on the planet because we're the dumbest fucking people on the planet.